What's up, YouTube? My name is Jen, and this is You Go Jen Coco.
Fall for you, Glen Coco. You go, Glen Coco.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are one of the 11 people who watched my last video, thank you. And if you're new, welcome. My name is Jen, and this is my brand new YouTube channel where I'm going to be talking a lot about health and fitness and also personal rants. So if you want to see more, definitely subscribe to my channel. At the time of recording this, I have 0 subscribers and it's starting to hurt my ego, so if just a couple of you could throw me some love, it would be much appreciated. Today, I'm going to be talking about the Sweat with Kayla app. For those of you who are active on the Fitstagram family, you probably know who Kayla It Seems is. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry, Kayla. If you don't know who she is, Kayla is a 26-year-old Australian personal trainer slash fitness personality, and she has almost 8 million Instagram followers, and I believe hundreds of thousands of women following her program in the form of either an ebook or her Sweat with Kayla app. Today I'm going to be talking about her app, which includes all 3 of her fitness programs, BBG 1.0, 2.0, and BBG Stronger, and it also includes a full meal plan, yoga, and postpartum workouts. I haven't done any of the yoga and postpartum workouts just because that doesn't really apply to me, doesn't really interest me. I'm more interested in getting fit and toned and also learning awesome new recipes because I love to cook. Please note that I am not getting paid for this review. I have 0 subscribers, remember? So I'm just doing this review to give my honest and open opinion about the app in case any of you are considering buying it. It's $20 a month, so it's a paid subscription, and $20 honestly I think is pretty steep for something like this. But it is a lot cheaper than getting a gym membership. Gym memberships here in San Diego are from $50 to $100, which is so outrageous. So big picture, $20 isn't that much, but you can always try it. She offers a 7-day free trial where you get full access to her workouts, her meal plans, and whatnot, so you can see if it would be a good fit for you. Before subscribing to her app, I did do the 7-day free trial, and I still wasn't sold that it was worth $20 a month because, let's be real, I'm a very broke post-college grad. So I let a few weeks go by and I hadn't done anything to improve my health or fitness life, and then I get this email for 30% off, and for some reason $14 a month was much more justifiable than $20 a month, so I decided to subscribe. If you want to subscribe but you don't want to pay full price, I recommend doing the trial, not signing up afterwards, and then letting them send you this email because I'm sure everyone who doesn't subscribe gets it, and then you'll be saving $6 a month for however long you choose to keep the app. I've been using the Sweat with Kayla app for a little over 2 months now, and there's a lot of things that I do and don't like about it, and that's sort of what I'm going to go through now. The first thing that I really like is the app is very aesthetically pleasing. Here is just kind of what it looks like. I'm not sure if this is in focus, sorry. I think it's super important for the app to look good and feel good, because if you have this app and it doesn't look good or it's difficult to navigate and you don't really understand it, you're not going to use it, and if you don't use it, there's no point in having it, and it's not going to improve your life. You're not going to learn anything. You can tell that a lot of time and money went into the development of this app, and I think it was absolutely worth it. Another thing that I love about Kayla's workouts is that they're only 30 minutes long. It's in the form of 4 7-minute circuits with 30-second breaks in between, and it really helps split things up. When I used to go to the gym, I would tell myself that I needed to be there for at least an hour, so I would go do cardio, do weights, stretch, and whatnot, and I would force myself to stay for a whole hour, so it would take up almost 2 hours of my time once you factored in getting there and back, going to the locker room, locking up my stuff, getting water, blah, blah, blah. I really like that it only takes 30 minutes to do her program. In the program, Kayla wants you to do 3 resistance workouts, which is just mostly body weights and free weights, and then she also wants you to do cardio. I already get cardio walking my dog Captain 3 times a day. We normally go on walks that are 20 to 30 minutes long, so I don't do any of the additional cardio just because I don't feel that it's necessary, but if I'm feeling particularly energetic, a lot of times on Saturdays we'll go for an extra long walk. Another thing that's super cool about Kayla's app is that she has this little avatar that does the workouts with you. That might not make any sense, so I'm going to show you what it looks like. And basically, it's like a little recording of Kayla, and she's doing the exact workouts that you're supposed to be doing. So if you see here, it's a jump squat. And look, it's a little video of Kayla doing a jump squat. It seems kind of silly, and when I first started using the app, I thought it was totally ridiculous and over the top and unnecessary. But then, after doing 20 push-ups, it felt really good having this little avatar there to suffer with me. And in addition to that, it's a really great example of form. When you download an ebook or you're just looking at static images online, you see what you're supposed to do, but you don't see how you're supposed to do it. And form is super important because you obviously want to prevent a sports injury, because if you injure yourself, you can't do anything, and what's the point? I really, really like that you can see how to do the exercises without hurting yourself. One con that I have for the app is even though she has her workout program and then a cool down at the end of stretches, she doesn't have any sort of warm-up. And if you follow her on Instagram, she admits that she does warm up before she does her exercises, either in the form of jumping rope or stretching, and I think it absolutely needs to be included in her app. I get that she wants to advertise that she keeps her workouts at 28 minutes long, but it's so important to warm up your muscles before working out because that's when sports injuries happen. As someone who's been dealing with chronic back pain for the last 2 years, I cannot stress to you enough what you should do to do the best to take care of your body. If I could go back 2 years and undo whatever it was that I did to hurt myself, I would do it, and I would do anything that it took to do it. I have regretted injuring my back every day for the last 2 years, and I envy people who are not in pain so much. So please warm up, even if it's just the form of jogging around your apartment like I do, doing jumping jacks, stretches, just sort of something to loosen up your body and get yourself ready for the workout so that you don't injure your body. Another con is that the app is a little disingenuous. Kayla advertises, yes, you can do your workouts from home, you don't need any equipment, it's all body exercises, whatever. That's all good and great, but there are some basic things that you need. You do need a yoga mat, you do need free weights, you do need a medicine ball. She wants you to have a bench. I just use an ottoman or my personal stairwell. So there is definitely a bit of an investment up front. You're probably going to have to spend around $100 on all the equipment to finish her workouts. But again, if you think about it, you're saving so much money by not going to a gym. It's absolutely worth it. Another thing that I really love about her workouts is that it's a really great balance of challenging but also doable, even for beginners. I couldn't really do a push-up. No, not even couldn't really. I could not do a push-up. And the first exercise, of course, she has you do is push-ups. It was challenging for me, but I did my best and I was still able to do it, as opposed to some workouts that have you just jumping into weighted squats right away, pushing too much weight. So she really does make it user-friendly for beginners. Something that I don't like, however, is that I do have to modify a lot of her workouts. Once you sort of get into the swing of things, you realize that a lot of her exercises involve impact. So she's got a lot of burpees, jump squats, jump lunges, and things that can really injure your back or flare it up if it's already injured. I do find myself frequently modifying her exercises and finding different ways to challenge my body when she wants me to do 10 burpees multiple times within this 30-minute span. I do think that Kayla would benefit from offering injury-friendly exercises or just alternatives to anything that involves jumping and impact, because I know that I am not the only one who's affected by this. Another thing that I don't really like is how repetitive the program is. It's a 12-week program, and the way it works is weeks 1 and 3, 2 and 4, 5 and 7, etc., are the same. So you're already repeating the exact same workout every other week. And then within your daily workout, you have circuits 1 and 3 and 2 and 4 are also the exact same. And within those circuits, you have 4 exercises. And if you finish all 4 exercises, you repeat them. So a lot of her movements are super repetitive, which for me can get a little bit boring. So again, I find myself modifying just to mix things up, because sometimes I get to the point where if I have to do another push-up, I'm just gonna stop. Even though her workouts don't include the warm-up, they do have a cool down. Once you finish your 4-session 7 minutes of hell, or not really, but for me, once you finish that, you do have about a 5-minute cool down where you just do stretches to obviously stretch out the muscles that you just worked. And that's it, and you're done. Yay! What really sold me on the app over her ebook is that the app comes with a meal plan with super delicious recipes with really in-depth instructions that make it easy for even a beginner to cook. In addition to the recipes, she also gives you a grocery list at the beginning of every week. If you want to follow the meal plan verbatim, you can take her list, go to the grocery store, and buy all the things that you would need. But with that comes a bit of a con. She gives you this grocery list, but it's a little unrealistic. For example, the first week that I did it, it specifically wanted me to buy 15 grapes and 2 ounces of cottage cheese. I don't know how grocery stores in Australia work, but in America, you can't just buy 15 grapes and 2 ounces of cottage cheese. You have to buy a whole dang bag of grapes and a whole 16-ounce container of cheese. For me, it was really frustrating because I saw a lot of the food that I bought that first week go bad. I really wish she had thought more clearly about the portions in which you have to buy certain ingredients and made an effort so that in that whole week you would be using every little bit of what you purchased as opposed to having leftovers for the following week, or maybe counting on the fact that you had a significant other or a roommate or a best friend at home and you were just doubling the recipes to cook for two. The food is also expensive. On average, I do spend about $100 to $120 a week on my groceries. I eat all organic, I eat a lot of produce, and I eat a lot of meat. I am used to spending a lot of money on my groceries, but the week that I did Kayla's plan, I spent over $160 on 1 week's worth of food for one person. Since my first week, I have gotten it back down to about $100 and $120, but again, that's through my own modifications and me going through her meal plan and selecting recipes with common ingredients, knowing that I'll be able to use all of them in that 1 week span. Another super important pro is that the food is really tasty. I'm kind of a food snob because I've been cooking all of my meals for the last 2 years. Obviously, the more you cook, the better you get at it and the more picky you are. I was a little nervous to try a new plan where I thought that I wouldn't be as satisfied and I wouldn't enjoy the foods as much, but I can honestly say that I have really enjoyed most of the recipes that I've done through her. And she also makes sure that you're never hungry. In her meal plan, you get breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and also a morning and afternoon snack. And I think that's really important to make sure that you are well fed, because when people slip up, it's when they're hungry or they're having cravings, but you don't have those if you're constantly satisfied. So she really does do a good job of keeping you full and keeping you happy. I have friends who skip breakfast, skip lunch, and just wait until they get home after work or school to eat, and they eat so much food. It's actually like a sport watching them eat all of this food. But that's really not good for you because you end up overeating and you wind up eating more calories in that 1 to 2 hour span than you would over the course of the entire day because you're so hungry and your body is craving food and nutrition so bad. I definitely do recommend, even if you're not going to follow Kayla's plan, to make an active effort to have breakfast, to have lunch, to have dinner, and if you feel like it, incorporate those snacks, but they're definitely not necessary. Another thing that I thought was really awesome is that her recipes are all allergy friendly. In her app, you can sort of go through and you can pick if you have any food allergies, such as vegetarian, vegan, pescatarian, and whatnot, and the meal plan will be adjusted to suit you. And then even if you don't have any of those particular allergies or food needs, she does have alternatives to some of her recipes. For example, I'm gluten-free. It's by choice. I don't have celiac. I just know that I eat healthier when I don't have gluten because it keeps me from eating cookies and brownies and all the bad stuff. Go into her recipes, it'll say, have eggs and toast this morning for breakfast. And on the toast, there's like a little arrow and you click it and then it gives you alternatives. So instead of toast, it says have a piece of gluten-free bread, which that's not very creative, but at least she does offer you that alternative in case you are gluten-free or vegetarian, vegan, etc. Another pretty big con though is that even though the food is really good, that means it's really time-consuming. It takes a lot of time to cook or prepare 5 meals a day, every day, when you're eating something different each of those days. I really do wish she had more of a meal plan mentality. I don't mind having the same lunch a few times a week and dinner and breakfast and whatnot. I'm kind of a creature of habit, so it makes my life a lot easier if on Sunday I can just go through and make 2 different style lunches, 2 different style dinners, and 2 different style snacks and sort of just stagger those throughout the week. Her breakfast and lunch recipes are normally pretty quick, and same with the snacks, but they are still time consuming. But her dinners are wild. I opened up the app last night because I was curious, I wanted something to cook, and I didn't really know what I wanted. So I opened up her app last night, and I look at the dinner recipe, and it was 75 minutes long. And even more ridiculous, it was labeled as easy. All of her recipes are labeled as easy and beginner, and yeah, they're not complicated, but they are time consuming. And after working an 8-hour day, the last thing that I want to do is come home and cook for 75 minutes and wait 75 minutes until I can eat my dinner. I really would prefer that she had shorter dinners and kept all of her meals under 30 minutes. Another aspect of the app that I find super frustrating is that when you go on, you can sort of star your favorite recipes to save them for later, except there's nowhere to look at the starred recipes. So you star them, but there's nowhere to find your favorites. They're just starred for the sake of starring them. And I really wish that there was a list of all of my favorite recipes so that I could go through and pick and choose without having to filter through every single day of her meal plan. Another thing that I was really surprised by and did not like was that her diet is pretty carb heavy. I found that she was suggesting that I eat bread or pasta almost every day, which was really shocking for me. If you're trying to lose weight, bread and pasta are two things you want to avoid. And she should know more than anyone that weight loss is 80% diet and only 20% exercise. I followed her meal plan verbatim for the first 2 weeks, and I did not drop a single pound. And I was so frustrated because I was working out for the first time in years, and while I didn't expect amazing results, I did expect to lose a couple of pounds, especially because I just came back from vacation where I'd put on a couple of pounds. I just chose to modify her plan, and I took out a lot of the bread and carbs, and of course I'm still nourishing my body. I took out a lot of those unnecessary carbs, and since then I have lost 8 pounds, which is amazing. I couldn't believe it. I did not expect to lose 8 pounds in 6 weeks. Like I said, I've only been doing this plan for 2 months, and I didn't lose any weight the first 2 weeks. So in 6 weeks, I dropped 8 pounds in addition to the 50 pounds that I lost a year ago. It definitely does work, which is absolutely a pro. You have to work with the app instead of the app just working for you. In my opinion, is the app worth it? Yes, but only as a temporary solution. I still think it's really overpriced, and I would not want to pay that year-round. $240 a year for me is just way too much money. However, I think it would be a really great Kickstarter for anyone looking to get into health and fitness. I signed up for the app, I've been doing it for 2 months, and I'll probably do it for 1 more. My reasoning behind that is, if you do this app and you follow it to a T for the 3 months of her 12-week program, you're gonna learn so much. You're going to learn how to take care of your body, you're going to learn how to exercise, you're going to learn how to work out from home, and you're going to learn how to cook. In those 3 months, you should have learned everything that you would need to continue to sustain that lifestyle, and you don't really need the app anymore. If you want it, by all means, you should keep it. It is a great app, but again, for me, $240 a year just isn't worth it. And that being said, let's say by the end of the 12-week program, you still don't feel confident enough, you don't feel like you learned enough, you didn't learn enough recipes, you didn't learn enough exercises. Stop and think to yourself, did you really take advantage of it? Did you use it every day? Did you do all of the exercises? Did you try all of the recipes? Unless the answer is yes, you shouldn't be wasting your money on this app either. If you're not using the app, unsubscribe. In order to do that, you can't just delete the app. You need to go into your phone, into your settings, into your Apple ID, and go to your subscriptions and unsubscribe from there. There are tons of comments in forums and app reviews of unhappy customers who think that they unsubscribed but then weren't and were still getting billed for it. Learn from their mistakes, do it the right way. I'll post a link on how to do that if you want. And yeah, that is my honest review of Kayla's Sweat with Kayla app. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye!